Hi all. Namaste.
Greetings from Nepal. I'm Roshan Babu Ojha, a soil scientist at the Nepal Agriculture Research Council. So let me share my screen. All right. So today uh, I'm going to raise, some of the issues some of the issues faced by the scientists at developing countries in this presentation, unveiling the youth involvement in soil research, education, and awareness in a resource-constrained environment, along with my co-authors, Dr. Vivek and Deepa. As mentioned in the topic, due to the resource constraint, I couldn't attend the conference physically, and sending this recorded video to play on behalf of my team. I thank International Union of Soil Science for covering my registration fee and Centennial Management Committee for making this arrangement. All right, so today my talk will be focused on to showcase the resource constraint faced by the researcher and educator in the developing countries. In such resource constrained environment, what factors motivate researchers and educators to work in workplace? In addition, I'll also share my experience working in different work-life situations. And finally, what should be done and what global support is required to motivate young people to engage and contribute to working in the resource constrained developing economies. As you can see in this figure, so globally, the average number of schooling across all education level for population is low in developing countries compared to the developed countries. Recent studies also showed that there's a lower retention of postgraduate in all disciplines, including soil science, and a survey showed that there's a nearly 40% deficiency in manpower in soil science globally. So this indicates there is a human resource constraint in soil science globally, and the situation is aggravated more in developing countries. So talking about Nepal, we have 7 universities with more than 1,200 undergrad and around 500 postgrad students coming to the national agriculture job market annually. So the major areas of engagement are Nepal Agriculture Research Council, which is one of the apex research body in Nepal, and Department of Agriculture, that is the one of the line institution of ministry that provides the regulatory and extension services. Several private sectors and different local governments. We have different types of governments. So local governments also hiring the agriculture graduates at municipality level, and several other NGOs and INGOs. So out of which the 40 to 70% of the agri graduates they retained in the national agriculture job market, where 30 to 55% of the graduates they went for the abroad for the higher studies, and 1 to 2% leaving the agriculture job market. So around 20 to 30% of the national job market that is covered by the research institutions. So uh, here you can see the national budget, agricultural budget, and research budget. They all increasing uh, annually in this left-hand side figure. But if you can see their proportion, so they are decreasing annually again. So the proportion of total agricultural budget compared to the national budget is only around 3.37%. And the comparison of the research budget compared with the agricultural budget is around only 5.6%. And compared to the national budget, the research budget is only 0.19%. So if we see the discipline-wise budget priority, the soil science only received around 200,000 USD, United States USD dollar. That includes all the salary and the research support cost. So amidst the resource constraint, there are always with the limited budget, we also have to work with the limited human resources. So out of the total resources in the research sector, the average researcher number is below average in the soil science, and gender-wise, there is the low female researchers compared to the male researchers. Amidst the resource constraint, there are always some rational choices that motivates graduates and agricultural researcher or agriculture researcher to engage in their work. So if you see in the left hand side figure, so social status, the job security, growth opportunities are universal motivation factors while choosing the job market. But these all are with but these all are the trade-offs with the monetary incentives. For example, so if you choose the government job with high job security, then other high risk job, there is likely of getting low salary. So if you see, there is the negative correlation. And but this sort of phenomena might be violated in developing countries where agri graduates must have to choose. They are forcefully choose the low secure job at low monetary incentives or underpaid uh, salaries. Sorry. So this sort of and apart from these rational choices, so there are some of the behavioral biases or behavioral irrational choices, such as the social responsibilities and family choices or family priorities as an important motivation in their career choices. So these sort of behavioral choices or irrational choices hinder the researcher or agricultural graduates from exploring the best career choices, best career opportunities in developing countries. So during my PhD work at the National Agricultural Research Institute, Nepal, I got an opportunity to work in both the developed and developing environment. So this is also an experience observing my colleagues working from the developed world, which might not be fully representative of the whole situation. However, it depicts some of the ground reality. So in the developed world, so there is a scheduled and dedicated office hours. There is a specific time allocated for the social and family responsibilities. So you have a very scheduled lab life, scheduled office hours, dedicated office hours, and everything. But working in the developing countries have to go through a lot of unprecedented events. So there is schedule office definitely, but you have to engage in other some sort of part-time earning activities. As you can see, the average salary obtained by the researcher in the developing countries is around 10 times less to that of the researcher working in the developed countries. So the average salary does not consider the expense to earning ratio in both economies. This is a separate discussion. However, it shows that the researchers in the developing countries are highly underpaid. Furthermore, their work performance is highly influenced by the behavioral biases, as shown before, and the constraint by the resources. So that is why global support and in-country policy reformation is required to motivate or to engage the agricultural graduates and young scientists to retain or work in the developing economies or developing countries. So there should have been a provision of performance-based matrix promotion system rather than the conventional competitive exam-based promotion system. So incentive in terms of top-up research support fund and need-based capacity development is required. Appropriate training is necessary to manage the work-life balance, so which is highly recommended. And our national policies should reinforce the preference heterogeneity for the career choices among the young agri graduates, which need further discussion and further research. So I'd like to thank you all for your kind presence and for listening to me. I hope we'll work together, retain and support researchers in developing countries to explore countless opportunities. I'd like to apologize as I couldn't present physically to join the live discussion. However, I am happy to receive your queries and feedback through my email displayed here. I'd like to thank uh, International Union of Soil Science covering my registration cost, and Centennial management team and young and early career researcher group of IUSS for overall management. So thanking all and seeing you all in person at other events. Thank you very much.